Grimaldi Official will be featured in Vogue magazine, August, September, and October issues. So make sure you guys subscribe. That was the whole goal. When I first started this brand, I'm like, I just want to go in Vogue. I know people want to be on Forbes. Forbes is cool, but Vogue is for fashion. And I'm like, I'm Brandi Grimaldi, CEO of Grimaldi Official, and I am interviewing with Newtral Groundz.
Good, I like that.
I'm from the 8th Ward, painters in North Russia, born and raised. Half of my DNA is from the Mouth, off of Rattle Street, but I was born in the 8th Ward, raised in the 8th Ward. I grew up with both parents, two-parent household, which was amazing because you learn, it's a certain way of your character, you could tell. I mean, shout out to my parents. I grew up, when I was younger, I was extremely timid. I wasn't nothing like I am now. Shy. You look at me too hard, I probably will break out in tears because I was just bashful. I was just extremely timid like that. I have siblings. It's 5 of us, and I hang with my brothers all the time. We real close. So I wound up with maybe my personality came about when I got to John Mack. I wanted to go, I didn't want to go to Douglas. That was our, remember we had district schools, so I didn't want to go to Douglas. Right. So I was like, Mom, I want to go to a different school, but nobody knew. I want a new start, a reset, because I was this nerd. In school, I was just a nerd. I was that girl. I didn't wear glasses, but I was just that girl. Yeah. I wasn't that girl. Right. I wasn't it. So when I got to John Mack, I remember the first day, they had this dude named Lamont. I walked up the steps, he's like, what's up, beautiful? And I'm like, me? Beautiful? I didn't know. But mind you, I always had long, pretty hair. I always was cute. Yeah. I just didn't know my own confidence. Yeah. But being at John Mack, I was a dancer. I was a Trojanette. I was a co-captain. Yeah, marching. Yeah. Oh, marching, being in the marching unit would do it to you. And you become, you know, and I was that girl. John Mack had me lit. So the saying all that to say is the way the brand started is because I'm paying homage to John Mack. That's why you see the color green. Because, yeah, and that's why I have collections called the Esplanade collections with the green plaid, because our uniforms was green plaid. So I got to pay a lot of homage back to that. That time in my life was a transition, and it opened me up.
That's super dope. Yeah, that's inspiration. So from a fashion perspective, so you've always been in the fashion. What made you even bring the brand from ideation to actually you making stuff, you pulling it out, you selling it? Talk about that process. Okay, well, for fashion, let's just take it back. My dad. He was the fly, you know how them uptown people be. They fly, they just always fly. So my daddy was so fly, to go to the mailbox, he had to be fly. So he taught me that, I never wear a bonnet. Like bonnets, I don't own it, I don't wear it because I feel like my daddy in my ear, like, don't go outside with that. I don't wear rollers out my head. It's just like, I can't step outside a certain way. So I learned that from him, always being neat, clean. We both are Virgos, so that's the thing in our nature as well. And as far as the fashion, taking it to this part, I used to do radio, I used to do podcasts. I had my own radio show. I was a co-host on a radio show actually. And I used to interview, just like how you interview me, I used to do all of that. I had my own magazine I created. I had a cultural magazine and a fashion magazine. I changed it to a fashion magazine. And then I started a brand called Fashion Slut. That's my brand, my previous brand. And I used the word slut because I needed something that was gonna pop and make people be like, wait, what and so it was doing good. It was really good. But the thing is, people are scared of the word slut, and social media didn't allow me to promote it with that word because everything became so sensitive. So what I did with that brand, I was just buying wholesale and reselling. And then I started branding it or whatnot. Yeah. But then I wanted something more concrete. I always wanted something to the next level because I just been that girl when it comes to fashion. It come naturally. I can't explain it. That's just how I am. Yeah. So I was talking to my mom and I was like, Mama, I want a luxury brand, but I don't know what to call it. And she said, well, call it what everybody else do. They use their last name. And I was like, right. I have the nice name, Grimaldi. It's an Italian last name. So yeah. So it's like, and it's funny because only 2 of the siblings out of the 5 have their last name. That's my mama's last name, and the rest of them have my daddy's last name. So that's like, it's like it was kind of destined. So I used my last name, and so what I did was I took a trip to Cali, and that was my first time going, and I bought like handbags. I bought Louis Vuitton, I had a Chanel, I had a Gucci. I just had them all, and I'm looking at these, I was like, I could make this myself. And I just went into, I'm a creator beyond the norm. That's just how I am. And so I started doing my research on the bags or whatever, and when I started doing my history on Louis Vuitton, I realized that's coated canvas they use and not leather, and they stuff made in Pakistan. I'm like, hold up. I
could do this. So then I did more research on them because that's what I love Louis Vuitton. And I seen that their first bag they released was a trunk. And the trunk went for $13,000 and it sat for like 3 years. And they refused to move their price. And somebody bought it and the rest was history. It was a trunk, like a big trunk. So yeah, so I was like, I could do this. So that's when I went to doing my research. I had this book. I don't know the name of the book, but it was a fashion book I bought off Amazon reading. But in the back, they always have like the appendix with all the resources. And I'm the type of person I call the resources. That's just me. And that's how I found my manufacturer to create mine. And just started doing I do a lot of research. I'm always researching. All I watch is documentaries on how things got invented. Because I use that way from back in the 1950s or the 1800s when they invented things. I use their tactic and I just process it in the new modern way. That's all I do. And so I started creating my bag. And I knew I started with a green because green is the primary color because mostly everything that's green grows. Like for health to wealth to everything. So it was like my way of manifesting. So I was like, I'm gonna create a brand where everything is the same color scheme. You never seen a brand like that, everything green. And people always like, you do this color or don't do other colors. It have to be in a green family or it's not getting done. And that's just how I roll. So I did the only thing that come in different colors, most of the colors are the handbags because it's a handbag.
Right.
The clothing and everything, apparel, green. So I got I have the green handbag. This is the one I created. So this script you see in it, that's like spelling out Grimaldi in like a different type of language. Don't ask me what language because I was online doing it. Right. So that's kind of like the GR. Yeah, and then I did the GR and I flipped that G over backwards because I don't want Gucci trying to come for me because I don't want no problems with nobody. I was just trying to do my own thing. So I did the GR like that. All the inside of each bag, whether it's blue, red, or whatever, it's gonna be green canvas. Every bag and this is gonna be always stamped Grimaldi, New Orleans. Now, made in Italy is a trademark. When you see made in Italy on the bags, I didn't know that. You can purchase that. And I was like, nope, I want them to know where it come from. I want them to know my roots. We're straight from the hood. That's like, right. And so I created I have the bags at home. So my Louis Vuitton bag had this. Well, look, let me get one with the Grimaldi going through it. Yeah, you can check it out. It's in, I got wallets. I have it started off with handbags. That's all it's supposed to be. How I got a spot, I just opened a spot 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. The revenue I made. All right, so let me just go back 1 second. I work in IT. I have a master's degree in computer information systems. So I have an undergrad degree in communication and technology. Oh. So yeah. I'm beauty, brains, I'm all that, and I'm hood. So it's like you got the whole you know what I'm saying? It's like and I look good. I mean, it's like, I'm a walking wish list. It's the truth. So nevertheless, I work for a big technology company. And when I got that job, let me make you laugh. In 2019, I got that job and I was like, thank you, God, finally. Because I was already working in IT with other companies. But this is the one that everybody in IT want. They want this. It's like they'll die for this job. Yeah. And I got it. And I was like, oh, I'm set for life. Because I was getting paid them 6 figures. I was like, oh, this, I ain't never had this. Who would have known I would have had a desire for something else? And something just kept, and when I started doing this, and this surpassed that. Right. So I was like, I never made this much money in my life in 2 months. Because when I was already making money off the brand online, but see, when I opened that store, and they had people trying to discover you saying, people getting away from storefronts, speak for yourself. When I opened up that store, in them 2 months, look, I ain't trying to get robbed, but let me just say, I was like, so now, and I still have the job, and I told, let me just take a leave of absence. Let me just see something, because the money just, I don't even know how to spend it. So what I do is I invest and I donate. So I just donated. I always donate. Once a month, I find a charity to donate. I donate. That's just what I do. Yeah. I love giving back. I've been like that since when I ain't have nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we could curse on here. Yeah. Oh, since I ain't have shit. I always gave back. I always gave whatever I could give. I feed you. That's just how I am. Yeah, right. And people take my kindness for weakness. That's the reason why. But now I started praying because I'm connected. And I asked God to allow me not to be no longer deceived by certain people. And I started calling out names, being specific. And now I'm no longer married. The best friends I had, that whole thing, all that, over with. Yeah. I'm a whole new creature. You have to get to know me again. You don't even know me no more, Black. For real. So I got new people I'm meeting in my life, and I'm skeptical about just opening up to people. And that's why people invite me places. Oh, you should go to this second. You should go to this. I would love to, but I don't need to because they're going to show up for me. I'm more of the producer. They're the consumers now. So it does And I'll step out every night. Like I went to the Jazz Fest, I went to French Quarter Fest. Certain things I pop out for, but everything, I'm not just anybody no more. And I have to set some expectations for myself and the respect for myself and my brand. I'm not just anybody no more. And that's just what it is. So Jazz Fest, Big Frida, I love Team Frida, the whole team. I met Frida before Jazz Fest during BET. I signed a contract with BET and Big Frida to feature my brand on the upcoming show that's coming up. Oh, so that was amazing. And so then after that, we kind of, I sent some things and now they performed at Jazz Fest. I didn't even really know. I remember giving them some things, but I didn't really know they was going, you know, and I got phone calls from people like, girl, they on stage with your stuff. I'm like, really? And I saw some footage. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So they was performing with the stuff. Also, Grimaldi Official will be featured in Vogue magazine, August, September, and October issue. So make sure you guys subscribe. That was the whole goal. When I first started this brand, I'm like, I just want to go in Vogue. I know people want to be on Forbes. Forbes is cool, but Vogue is for fashion. And I'm like, and when to listen up. Hey, like I'm over here. And yeah, so I'm going to be featured in. And so I guess this is the release of that news. Hi, my name is Brandi Grimaldi, and welcome to my gallery. So when you come in here, look, the first thing you see is me on the wall with the Grimaldi shirt. I created this shirt by hand. I drew it, and I drew my name across, and I gave it to my manufacturers, and they produced it, and it sold out. Like, soon as I've done it. This is the vault. We're gonna call this the vault with the handbags. I had more colors, but we sold out, which is a good thing. We have new colors dropping next week. So you open it up, that's the denim handbag. It's our red, our blue. Then we have the mini backpack, and it's nylon, it's not canvas, with the dog. So when you see the dog is an Italian Mastiff dog. Since my last name is Italian, we try to do New Orleans with a touch of Italy. A lot of things look a little empty because we've been selling out a lot of things. This is stockings. This is when let me tell you, I'm a trendsetter because now I see the people making the stockings, but when I started the hosiery, this is where it started. Show me somebody who's doing it. A lot of people, when they start their brand, they run to California. I ran to Italy. We did the paisley tee. Right. I want to try something different, but this is our most common T-shirt. This is the one y'all see everywhere at the R&B nights, at the Second Line Sundays, Culture Park. This is the one you see everywhere, the green tee. And these are our signature tees. All these T-shirts have the dog at the bottom. Kind of like give you them Ralph Lauren vibes. It's just a basic signature tee. And we use all Sapima cotton. This is the same cotton Gucci and them use. It's not easy to get. Sapima cotton, God's organic cotton. You can feel a quality, like it's a whole different level. And this is our breakdown tee because a lot of people want to know how do you pronounce it. So I made a tee that said Grimaldi, a breakdown tee. And this is the money wall. My money rug, you come step on the money rug and you just, do a little rub for a little prosperity or whatnot. And it just tell you, it's motivation. The money wall is motivation. I never seen this in nobody's shop. I came up with this idea because this wall was plain and I was like, I need to do something with this wall, and I just came up with an idea with the money wall, and the rest is history. And people love to play with the money. They like to take pictures by the wall, doing this and all that, and you know how they do, and put the chain on, the gold bars right here or whatnot. This usually light up. I don't know why the thing is not coming on. I don't know, somebody probably broke it. And this, we got the super gun right here. This is the dressing room, the prettiest room in here. I didn't want to be typical like everybody else and put this green grass, so I had to go find me some silver flowers with the gold frames on top to make it pop. And when they come in this room, they love this room. And they got all the mirrors and this light up and stuff, and they play on the phone, and they be like, Grimaldi, official, you know what I mean? So it's like, I put a lot of work into this brand or whatnot. Have a seat and you just chill or whatever. People just be chilling in here. It's a nice little vibe in here. And I always tell people, don't touch my walls, because people don't listen, they touching. As you can see, one of them, touch my walls. Don't touch my walls, just look. Don't touch it, just look. And yeah,